I would like to open up the regular council meeting for Tuesday, July 21st. Doug, can we have roll call?
Councilmember Sepsi.
Present.
Doberman. Here. Largo.
Here.
Cobbs. Here. Franklin.
Here.
Reston.
Here.
Roland.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
President Mahoney.
Present.
Mayor Wild.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a great citizen of North Braddock who passed away, Robert Tomasic. He died on June 19th. He was 81 years old. He served 24 years on Borough Council, holding many appointed and elected positions, and he served 30 years for the Woodland Hills School District as school director. He was a great watchdog for spending the taxpayers' money, and he also was the husband of our former tax collector, Diane Tomasic. So please remain standing for Mr. Tomasic. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Does anyone, several months ago, we changed the format for committee reports. Does anybody have any questions to the committee chairs? Or does the committee chairs have any questions or concerns that they want to address council on? Vicki?
Vicki gone. Vicki gone.
No, she's here.
No, she ain't there.
Yeah, she said no.
No.
No, I can't see her face no
Can I
more.
ask a question about the garbage? Is there, I mean, in driving through North Braddock, because they pick up the garbage, is there any way we can get them to be a little more careful? I mean, you go past houses that they've been, you know, they just picked up and there is stuff everywhere. And it's like they're dumping them and then just, they don't care, you know? And I mean, yeah, people should go out with the shovel and broom and clean it up, but you know, people work and then everybody's, you know, then the wind blows and then it's somewhere else.
Yeah, but I noticed too, that garbage is there before they come.
Right,
People don't put it in the right container.
right. And sometimes,
To go to cans of garbage, man. They
Oh, yeah, they just
cans
toss it
laying
in.
on the street.
yeah,
Sometimes.
when the wind's blowing, the cans are rolling and,
They don't
you
set
know.
the cans back down, they just toss them.
I will communicate that.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anybody else have any questions or concerns? Jerome, do you have anything from Council of Governments or are they in hiatus?
No, I missed the meeting last month, because it was viral and I didn't get the message in time.
Well, I've been attending every enterprise meeting, and we didn't have one this past month. But they're really trying to work with all these businesses who are, you know, struggling. That was the primary focus.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor's report.
Again, thank you all, concerned citizens that are here this evening. That are here this evening, sounds better. And, again, I have, more recently finalized a letter for the residents. Should be in the mailboxes next week. Working with Farm Spring and others as well to finalize that and get them the funding necessary to pay for the postage and et cetera, et cetera. So that should be out again sometime next week. As I mentioned, Mr. Berry brought up the situation with the statue of George Washington here on Library Street or Jones Avenue. Contacted Mr. Hodges with the Little League Association. We let him know that there were folks concerned about it being there. And again, I have yet to return call, but I was pretty much assured that they weren't concerned about it and didn't want it to go anywhere. So there's a little situation there. The History Museum would love to have that statue. They will take it, they will transport it, they will take it down, they will take it to wherever it needs to go. Preferably, I'm guessing maybe Ligonier. They have a large display on George Washington. So, just to let you know where we're at on that. I'm not so sure where we're going to go with that yet because I haven't heard back the results of their committee meeting. The pictures that I passed out earlier, I had several people say, well, I don't know, make it second ward. It's certainly not in our ward, it's not. That's General Braddock Park, by the way. Yes, ma'am. Okay? That's General Braddock Park with those pictures in front.
That's right, fireworks.
Right?
Probably one of the
It's been months and months. I've been trying to explain to the residents, I just want to know the folks from that area. We need to work hand in hand with code enforcement to get on top of that. That place out there has to come back. And Dave is, I'm just letting you know, don't forget about it. The residents up there are very, very concerned. It's two properties, actually. And the third one on down below is starting to look like the same thing. Next thing you know, you have the potential of the entire General Braddock Park. I don't think you want that. Pretty sure. And of course, like always, working with the chief of police on personnel matters. Okay. We will discuss that later tonight. I have some concerns about negative material being distributed throughout the borough, relevant to myself. Okay? It's not necessary. The material's, of course, unsigned. No one's put a signature on it. But it's relevant to an internal matter. If someone's taking it down a path where it doesn't need to go. That's a fact. That's not reality, that's a fact. I personally am not exactly sure, but I know where our police cars are, when they are, where they are. We have GPS systems on them. I know where they stop, how long they stop for, whose houses they typically are at. I know a lot of people in this community, just like many that have been here all their lives, just like myself. I get calls all the time, and when residents call me, I have to address those concerns. Why were you police cars sitting here for an hour and a half? What are they doing there? They staking someplace out? I don't know. But I need answers. I'm going to get them. Okay? I'll get the answers I need. Matters relevant to myself and the police department. I'm fairly aware of who's distributing this information. Okay? If you want to attack me, please do. Okay? And I'll take it another direction if you need to. At some point in time, I may ask for a public apology. A handwritten public apology that would be put in the newspaper. Or you could stand on the very same corner with an equal-sized piece of paperwork apologizing to me for your insinuations. Okay? I don't appreciate it. It's not necessary. Okay? Because that's not the way it is. For those that don't. We have folks from other police departments interfering with our police department here. Unacceptable. What we do here is what we do here. Just to give you some insight, we're going to talk about that in executive session. So, for those that are distributing this information, however you want to go about it, I'll accept that public apology. I could also go the litigation way. I don't want to do that, but I'm willing to do that if I need to. Okay? Just to give you some insight on how I feel and how adamant I am about this situation. It's ridiculous at this point. It really is. So, that's my report. I thank you for attending, and let us move on.
Thank you, Mayor. Does anybody have any questions with the communications? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion for last month's minutes.
Make a motion last month, for House Bill number 616, approve as amended.
Second.
We have a motion by Rowland, second by Dobrinich on last month's minutes. All in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
I'll make a motion to suspend order of business.
A motion to suspend the regular order of business and have the audience. Okay, we have a motion by Preston, seconded by Sepsi. All in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. As we did previously, we will go to my left, your right. If anybody wants to address council or the mayor, please rise, state your name, address, and try to keep it brief. To my left, your right. Anybody would like to address council? Yes, ma'am.
Megan Subsea, 1163 Grandview. The whole thing with our police going to East Pittsburgh, and especially that group that wants us on the corner, it would be great if that group can go to East Pittsburgh's council and kind of demand them to pay our cops or get their own department. Yeah, because I mean, it's not fair to our guys to be running like that
No, it isn't.
and not get an extra dime for it.
I think we're going to talk about this one. Yeah, I agree.
Anybody else to my left, your right? Yes, please state your name and address.
My name's Patrick Garrett. I live in the borough of East Pittsburgh. I'd like to take this time to commend the North Braddock Police Department for the fine job they do in our borough. Also, the North Braddock Fire Department. They're the first response there most of the time. But I think the consideration that the borough of East Pittsburgh has over $200,000 put into a fund that should go to this borough, at least that amount of money. They have money put aside. They spent it last year. They bought a new dump truck and things they should have bought. Spent the $200,000. This year, the $200,000 is in the budget. It should also go to this borough too. Because you people provide a very fine service. I know the state police can't be there all the time, but North Braddock's there first all the time to handle the situation. So, as a resident there, I'd like to commend the police department and the fire department.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett, for them fine words. Anybody else to my left, your right? We'll go to the other way now. Your left, my right. Anybody over here like to make a comment, question? I see none. Could I have a motion to return to regular business? I do apologize. I'm sorry. Okay. Ross, state your name and your address.
Ross, Democratic Tower.
Thank you.
On the garbage situation, there was a mattress that was by a regular garbage station that staff had encouraged me, just leave it there, we'll get to it. 2 days later, it was pulled back by our 30-yarder, and with the weather that has been in the last month, that outside mattress was used. Use your imagination. When I discovered it, I let our manager know I found it at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 weeks ago. I had just bought, when I went back to Dollar Tree the next day, a bottle of syrup. Put it out of commission. It's still there, staff will get to it, but it's not being used for why it was dragged back there and not put in the dumpster, but behind the dumpster. I wonder, when you go into your executive session, with the governor's new bill he just signed, and we have a nice crop on our department right now. But in the event that one of us will ask, and it has come up, that with the governor's new bill that was signed about avoiding bad attitudes and police records following them around, and having, unfortunately, 2 involvements in my time here with shooting away 2 police officers. If an issue comes up, will you be allowed, does that cover just police or all your first responders? Is that like in the bill, or is it open to interpretation? Is there a, Russell, is that specific to first responders, or just police officers, or?
I don't know the answer to what's in the bill.
Okay.
Not in detail, that's.
Okay, so for our concerns, would it be nice to have a protocol set up so, you know, when an issue comes up in personnel, which you can't discuss in open stuff, we understand that. If an issue is, you'll find out whether or not you can at least let the public know that's under the new bill consideration. Will you be allowed to say that? Like I said, you'll find all that out and let us know. Like that. And also, hopefully you can negotiate with the History Center and no violence comes to that statute. Let the process, if it's going to be moved, let it be moved legally. We've seen all around the country how when it's done haphazardly, it makes things worse. So I think.
All right, thank you, Ross.
There's other.
Somebody else would like to make, yes, state your name and address.
Yeah, my name is Edith Aveda. I live at 1527 8th Avenue. I just have a couple of things. One, I'd really like to encourage the borough to actually put the meetings on some sort of video chat platform so that people who want to actually participate aren't denied the participation. Almost everybody from the health department to your foes in East Pittsburgh, everybody's doing their meetings that way. I know that's not, I know that you all don't believe that that's reason for you to do it, but I'm just saying it would be great so everyone could actually not have to be locked out of the building with the police.
Well, we were not aware that the door was locked and people could not enter because it,
Well, there was
my
two
impression was
people
the
there.
door was going to be open and whoever could not be in the council chambers had to practice social distancing and they could be in the hall. But I do
I mean, I've
understand.
never seen police officers stationed there before, and I knocked on the door and said, "Can we come in?" And he said, "No, you can't."
When we were in here, we didn't know that. I apologize for that.
And then the other thing, I just wanted to ask if I could be told what the protocol is for people keeping their pets in abandoned houses and what the time frame is. So if you could tell me what that process is and.
Did you say people are keeping their pets in abandoned houses?
Yes.
Is that a common practice?
Was that?
Is that a practice?
Was that told us? I mean, I don't, the first
Yes.
time.
Is that the house up on
Well,
Blue
what I
Avenue?
really want
I'm
to find
gonna
out
know
is
it-
what's the protocol?
I was trying to understand that, but was it told to any of us about that
Yes,
by email? I don't know. I'm asking.
yes.
Well, yeah, so if you tell me what, if you actually tell me what the, if you can tell me what the protocol is, so next time, you know, there doesn't have to be.
Call 911, call the police.
The
Okay.
police were called, the
Yes,
police
many
checked
times.
into it, and they were told by outside areas there was nothing they could do, because I guess they're providing water for it and shelter.
In an abandoned house?
Right.
Isn't that
Supposedly it's
trespassing?
up to the owner, that's what I was told.
You ordered an abandoned house?
Supposedly whoever owns the house, supposedly whoever owns the house has the dog there, and they're renting a house down the street. was what- So why, I don't know.
So they're using it as a free dog.
I guess, yeah.
I guess what I really, so once 911's called, then that's it?
It's not really, I mean, it's marginally at best a police matter. It's really a matter more for the housing officer. People Now, if the house is abandoned and not fit for human habitation, people shouldn't be in there. So that would be the main thing, is we could, if it's unsafe, we can post it.
Yeah, no one's,
Board it up.
yeah, no one's
How about
lived in
the
this house.
SPCA? Can you call in?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
but
did. I
I
called
think you
the,
point out, if the animal, it's sheltered, if it has food and water, then it's not being abused, so they're not gonna get involved in it.
Right.
It's not really, it's more of a housing,
Trespassing,
it's
yeah.
it's a building code housing issue, people going in
we
and
don't know,
using
we don't
it.
know.
Do you have an address, Edith?
Yeah, the dogs aren't there, but what I'm trying to find out is what the process is. So multiple people were working on this, including me and my neighbor. So I just want to know for future, because it took, I mean, I understand Terry was involved, it took a lot of effort. I mean, if humans can't go in abandoned houses, right? So if it's the code enforcement person, I think that person was also called. So it's just, you know, the house is tax delinquent, parts of it are caving in, then the dogs were moved to the backyard. I mean, just really, really disruptive. So I did call the Humane Society, they don't have an investigator. And I think it's 1521.
Yeah, 1521, and supposedly whoever owns that house is renting at 1431 Old.
Charlie, if it's abandoned, go up there and fortify it.
The animals right there.
Yeah, no, the animals aren't there now, but I'm just saying, like,
It has
it's,
no electricity running into that, will shut off.
it's likely, I would imagine it's probably.
1521
Yeah, 1521 Old.
So the person boarding the dogs lives next door to that house?
They live in
No.
1431.
They live in
Someone said they live at 16 something.
See, I heard 1431, they were renting there.
1521 is the problem where the dogs are being housed.
1531 is the owner.
Right.
But not the owner of the house.
Not the house,
She's
the dog.
Yeah, supposedly the owner of the house is renting at 1431.
And we verified that.
You could collect the taxes and she
I'm
also.
just relaying the info.
So we can have an abandoned house, we can put dogs in it, we can't pay our taxes, we don't clean the place up, and we don't get cited because we've been ducking everybody, but yet we keep dogs in the house.
More or less.
Your
Yeah.
tax officer just said if you find out who, you know, or what, you can check and see if there are taxes that need to be.
It
Rob.
is delinquent, tax.
15 minutes.
Okay, so the first thing would be called, code enforcement, then 911, is that it?
Actually, I'll call, first I'll call 911.
One first and then the code enforcement.
Okay.
Let the police department work in conjunction with the code enforcement and the animal people that take care of, you know, the kennels takes our animals. So let them work together.
Okay.
Did the dog have
Then
tags?
there's some people standing there.
There were two dogs, then they were just like chained up outside and 90 degrees.
I
I
mean,
mean,
do
you
they
know.
have tags or any, you know what I mean, identified
Yeah,
license?
I don't think anybody really got that close.
What kind of dog are they?
Steve, do you have anything else?
No, that's it,
All
thank
right,
you.
I thank you. Is there anyone else in the hallway that would like to address council or the mayor? No? All right, so can I have a motion to return to the regular order of business?
I so moved.
Lisa?
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Franklin, second by Parker to return. All in favor? Ayes, the ayes have it.
Make a motion to resolution authorizing submission of the elimination of application.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Rowland, second by Parker. Question on a motion. These are for 6 demo properties. What would be fair is, we have a list here. I think each ward should get 2. If you have any suggestions, please let Doug know.
Tomorrow?
Got it.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Vicki, I didn't hear your vote.
You woke her up.
Okay.
She's like stuck still.
No, That's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, sorry, I had mute on.
All right, no problem.
Your mouth smarter than yours.
You were in favor, right? You?
He said aye.
Okay, good, thank you.
Do you want to go to 3 or 4 first, or before we go to the executive?
I can do that.
We can.
Make a motion to payroll date 6/3 and 6/17, for Rob
Second.
We have a motion by Rowland, seconded by Franklin on payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Make a motion that the bills approved by the respective chairperson are approved for payment.
Second.
We have a motion by Sepsi, second by Franklin on the bills. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
I make a motion that the North Braddock Police stop responding to primary calls to East Pittsburgh effective July 31st.
Second.
Good as it stands, John?
Primary calls in Pittsburgh. That's all.
Yeah, I was going to say unless there's an agreement, but that's not really possible because there can't be an agreement. That's not allowed. It's fine.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to stop responding to East Pittsburgh with our police department effective July 31st.
Question on the motion.
Question?
I would like to have a report from the mayor as to the date and times that you have tried to get in touch with someone from that borough, and what were the outcomes of the meetings, and because my understanding is a lot of the borough members don't even know that this is up for grabs. So, I know at least one that has given us that, and as I said, maybe you guys talking about it, or I never heard anything about it. So, tell me, how many, did you produce the data? That's what I heard from another borough member that said, we haven't seen the data, we're waiting on seeing that, and then we're gonna have discussion. So, give us a report before we vote blindly, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't certainly don't want you to vote blindly, but I don't want you to vote blindly, to say the least. I would expect that of anyone. I can tell you, we're in excess of 1,000 calls to the Borough of East Pittsburgh. Over the last year.
So who are you calling?
Pardon me?
Who are you calling? Because you, at one point you said I couldn't get in touch with anybody in the.
No, I called him.
No, he-
Oh, no.
No, I'm not talking about that.
I'm talking about 1,000 police.
No, to me, that's not even up for debate. We service them, we even have East Pittsburgh that said we serve. That's not up for debate. I want to know what kind of contact you've had with
We
the
had contact.
mayor and the
we had
borough council
contact.
president. and
I
all
told
that.
you, folks, in a meeting, several meetings ago, I tried contacting the mayor of East Pittsburgh several times, to no avail. He called him and he answered the phone.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That doesn't work for me. I know who's calling me when people call me. I can recognize, but when I try to call you, if I try to call you 6 or 7 times, and you didn't know it was my number, or you didn't answer, and then the next person sitting right next to me in a meeting calls you, and you answer the phone, apparently you don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk with me because you know what I want to talk to you about. And if that mayor in that particular community is not, and that particular borough council, that borough manager is not communicating with their residents and their council members, I feel sorry for them.
Did you put it in writing? Did we send a formal letter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it here in my phone.
The last police merger meeting we had in person, and we brought that up. And the other towns that were there said, we would just stop going after a month. And they said, we're just gonna see where this goes, and then we'll talk to you. We said, well, that's not gonna work, because we have a budget. We're not gonna keep spending money to go to East Pittsburgh, running back and forth. If you live on Bell Avenue, and you're here at night, all you can hear is the car going through the stop sign here and flying down Bell Avenue. And 20 minutes later, they come back. And this has been going on for 2 years. They know about it. We told them about it. they're so concerned about it, they're not
He's
willing to give us.
not concerned, I've seen him in East Pittsburgh, we talked to him face to face. He's, well, I don't know what we're gonna do.
But
So,
we
you
said,
know, what
waiting
if
for
we
this
stop servicing you, then what are you gonna
reason
do? If somebody tries to break into your house and you got 55 minutes before they come from Greensburg or Motor Township, then you tell me what you're gonna do.
and I'm just,
But they're not concerned, Lisa.
I understand that.
The
Well, I'm trying-
citizens,
put it this way,
the
I'm
citizens
trying-
are concerned, but the
Right.
council and the chief mayor is not concerned.
I'm trying to just get a sense of what steps we took before we take this
And
step.
we have tried to make contact.
We tried to make contact.
We
with them.
have made contact. He has sent.
I have reached out to the president of council of East Pittsburgh to set up a meeting. I can't find it on my phone, but I think I forwarded to you, Doug. And the response that we got, well, they will get in contact with us to set up a meeting. They never got in contact with me before. I've been working hand in hand with the mayor. We've been having our dialogue. We called, and what he said is absolutely true. 2 meetings ago, we were here, and he said that he couldn't get a hold of the mayor. I called the mayor, and he answered my phone call. I said, Lou, we gotta get together. He said, I'll get back to you. He never got back to us. There's out there that they are waiting for us to get the numbers from, they're waiting for us to get the numbers from 911. We have those numbers. They wanted an update on those numbers. That's above me. I know our chief and our mayor has been working, and I know Mike has digitally worked on that, you know, to try to get the numbers. I mean, this is all I can say on my, on my behalf. We have did everything humanly possible to get them to sit down. You know, and the last, a month ago or so when we were here, we had it set up where Mike, Doug, myself, the mayor, and even our solicitor, if needed, and our chief of police to go there. We now have a full-time, not a full-time, excuse me, we have a fully staffed police department. We have a chief, we have something to go there now to offer them with.
Right.
And they have not responded. I can't say no more. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Okay,
Actually, your
that's,
question is a good one, but probably the slightly better question is, what have they done?
well, clearly, he's telling me they're not responding.
Yeah.
Second
I
question,
need to help them.
if we vote on this,
Why should we go?
and they come to us and say, hey, we're okay with that, and we would like to offer you a $200,000 contract, let's just say, would that be brought back to council?
Oh, yeah, oh, no.
We don't want nothing to do with you ever.
No.
We will definitely.
Oh, council would have to vote on that without a doubt.
Okay.
That's not the
And
idea.
the solicitor would have to come up with some sort of agreement with their solicitor and stuff. This isn't a handshake, you know, it's not like having a police car
No,
stand
it's a
up.
contract. No, I got that.
Right.
Okay, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, that would do well for us.
How do you,
We get more officers and more cars.
it's a problem, not a problem. Listen, we have one of the best fire departments we have one of the best fire departments in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, literally. One of the most responsive, most professional firefighters in the state of Pennsylvania, right here in the park. Okay? They are in East Pittsburgh before the company that they hired and paid to be in East Pittsburgh. East Pittsburgh doesn't have their own fire department. Our men would never think for a second about not doing that. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, should they be there? First,
Without compensation.
you know, should they be there first? If we have an incident there in the borough of East Pittsburgh, guess what? The issue falls on the borough of North Braddock, not on the borough of Braddock, who is hired to do that service.
They're in contract with Riverview or whatever it's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
River,
Yeah. So
River Edge,
Throwing it out there,
River.
what's being, what's
No, you
happening.
don't have to ever sell me on what, first of all, I know our fire department is top notch, they've always been my whole life. The second thing, you don't have to sell me on our police being over there. But I just want to know if
No,
we try, what we try to do.
I think
in
we
time.
want
I'm good.
fire service.
I'm
Police service. That's a fact. They're not responding to this. This will give us a response, trust me.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor by Roland, second by Dobernich, about suspending our police service to East Pittsburgh effective July 31st. Do we have any other questions on the motion? I would like to have a roll call on this thing. Yes, we do. We have a second by Dobernich. A motion was made by Roland, second by Dobernich. We have one question on the motion, and I'd like to have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Sepsi.
Yes.
Councilmember Dobovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Vargo.
Yes.
Councilmember Cobb.
Yes.
Councilmember Franklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Preston.
Abstain.
Councilmember abstain.
Yeah, I'm part of the group. I'm part of the regional, so.
Councilmember Rowland. Councilmember Parker.
Yes.
Councilmember Bose.
Yes.
Brick Avenue. I think it's 14, the one right by the park there. Did you get a hold of anybody after these are all coming over the fence?
Yeah, I talked to Tina the other day, maybe that's kind of far.
Okay, because it's all coming from like his side.
Yeah, that's trees and the vine. I
Right,
think a pole saw was back.
okay. All right, that's all I got.
Mike, do you have anything for Dave?
Could it, can you give us an update on that house on Aldridge? Or just, let us know what we do.
710.
Yeah, the white
Yeah,
duplex.
he wants to get rid of the people, but unfortunately, he can't do any evictions right now. He wants to get them out of there. And last conversation I had with him, he wants to sell all the properties. He wants to get out of the real estate business, and he got about 30, 40 houses at a time. So,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just, sorry.
So, until they look this ban about evictions, he can't do it.
Good, thank you.
Anything else, Mike?
Oh, good.
Bridget, do you have anything for Dave? Jerome?
Yeah, that place on Baldridge, we had a fire car there. We had a fire car that place on Baldridge. They got mattress in the cellar where people
Yeah,
sleeping on them.
Yeah, Jerome texted me, and I talked to him that day, because he was going down there to look at the wiring, and he was going to find out what the hell was going on in the basement.
Vicky, you're up next. Do you have anything for our code enforcement officer?
I'm hearing loud and clear, John.
That's not a surprise.
This is 1309. They're just throwing their garbage across the street.
1309 what?
I'm sorry, Patrick.
1309 for Patrick. You're on the garbage.
Yeah, you don't call in front of their house, they went across the street and they just throw it there. It's
Did you hear that?
it's unsightly.
He got it.
Is there anything else?
No.
All right, thank you. Chris, do you have anything for Dave?
Well, I thought,
And Lisa?
No, I just want to thank Dave. He was going on the spot on some things, and really appreciate you getting back really quickly. Just a quick update on what's up with US Steel, just to keep us abreast of things, and that's all I have.
Yeah, Glenn Engineer is going to do the review for the third-party review for the drawings, so we're in good shape there.
I spoke with US Steel, and they asked me to set up a meeting, joint meeting with Braddock, my code enforcement officer, a third-party administrator. We'll be setting up a meeting with them, and Joe will be coordinating that. They want to know what the parameters are for the review process. We're moving along with it.
Do you have anything else, Lisa?
No, sir.
All right, since Dave has a, go ahead, I'm sorry, Dave. Do you have anything for us?
Yeah. Terry brought up about Fred's Bar, and I went up there and talked to the county health department, saying that they do serve food and everything. Health department was up there Tim was the man from the health department. He was up there 3 times. I was up there, no answer. Since they shut down the bars and everything, we can't get a hold of him. There is a bunch of garbage back there. I don't know what we're gonna do, because he must have went to like Forest Hills or something. His old landlord said he was $25,000 in debt, so that's why he evicted him out of his house. I don't know what we can do up there, you know, because there's like a dumpster full of garbage up there.
Yeah, it's bad, the rats are coming out.
And we also have a problem, I told Doug today, at 1441 Wolf, it's a vacant structure. Gentleman passed away in June, I believe, and there's a rat problem up there, so I was going to get in touch with somebody to abate it. I was up there today, and I could see the holes where they're going in, and I could see their paths and everything, so.
Yeah, I mean, I baited my house, but.
Other than that, the sunflowers are going great out front, thanks to Charlie Water.
Thank you, Charlie.
Kathy helps me take care of them.
That it, Dave, we'll get those places faded, correct?
Yeah.
That's done. I'm not going. Very good.
Now, since Dave has a evening commitment that he has to go to, I'd like to have anybody from the audience who has any questions for our code enforcement officer, you could ask them at this time. From my left to your right, yes, state your name and address.
Jim Heverly, 1181 Ridge. Dave, I left you several messages about 1202 Ridge. Garbage up in the alley. They put it out after the garbage truck comes, it all blows down North Street, down on the Ridge Avenue.
She was out there today, I just drove down there today, she was out there cleaning
It was a
up.
mess when I came down here tonight, so I don't know.
I was up there today, and she was out there actually picking it up, and it was all in the can, so.
Let's just see if it's different things.
Anybody else to my left, your right? To my right, your left. Anybody have any questions or concerns for our code enforcement officer? If not, thank you, Dave. Have a good evening. Next will be our borough engineer, Joe.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick. Number one, the Commonwealth, or the combined sewer overflow control implementation hasn't changed since last month. Alpha Sand Fund Sewer takeover, that hasn't changed. Commonwealth Financing Authority, no change. CD 45 demolition, been advertised to the Turtle Creek Valley Council of Government for this project. This will be opened up August 4th. So this has been a long time coming, but that's when it is going to be, August 4th. The CD 46, the borough didn't receive any funding for that. The CITF funding, Hawkins Avenue, the paving, we're going to wait after Bolingbrook, Pennsylvania is putting a new water line in Hawkins Avenue. So what we're going to do is we're going to piggyback off of them and fix the road up then after the sewer or the water lines put in.
Jeff, the playground over there, when they do that water line, they run that small line over to that, to the water pump.
Yeah, okay, well,
They can do a junction box.
yeah, I was talking Mike Platt. When they do that, what we're going to do is put a cork in the pipe to feed that playground. Yeah, that is definitely on the list to do. The DPW roof have to be done before this winter. Penrod Intermodal Transportation Grant, the roads received $163,550. This will be worked on after we get the playground completed, because I don't want to mess the sidewalk up while we're fixing the playground. So that should be shortly after the playground, before winter, hopefully. Hawkins Ajax Recreation Site. Right now, I talked to Mike today, and then we're trying to move forward on that right now so we can get that done in the fall. Next is the Hawkins Avenue Bridge. We have to repair expansion joints. We're trying to see if we can come up with some funding for that. What's that? I think that was about 100 grand or 80, somewhere around there. It's a good bit of money. CD funds demolition for 708 Street, Hawkins and Hawkins paving. We have bids prepared and ready to receive bids as soon as we receive notification from the Turtle Creek Valley Council of Government. Other than that, that's it.
Mike, do you have anything for Joe? Here? Mike? I'm good. Bridget? Good.
I'm good.
Vicky, do you have anything for our borough engineer?
No, I do not, thank you.
All right, thanks, Vicki.
I have one little question.
All right.
When's the Duke?
Lisa, you know.
No, wait, no, Joe, here.
When's the Duker's Hollow Bridge going down?
What's that again,
The
Gary?
Duker's Hollow Bridge. When it's going down?
Well, we're trying to get this stuff put together and within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, all right, because I thought we originally had a July date and then we had an
Yeah,
August date.
Yeah, well, a lot of the stuff that we had since the virus hit
Yeah,
has been
right.
bumped back all the
And that's what I
time.
was just curious, because people were asking.
One of the things that concerned me, the basketball, everything that you want,
That is more
that's
important.
back, that's all back.
Yeah, you talking about there. Terry asked him about the demolition on the Duper's Hollow Bridge.
Oh, is that what you were talking? Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'll talk about it later. The Duker's Hollow Bridge, they're still working on the, Duquesne Light was down there and Verizon was doing something. So sometimes it's kind of hard to understand the other mass.
That's okay.
There you go, see?
The information that I got on the Duper's Hollow Bridge was that the bid openings were going to be March 26th of 2020. They were going to have applications on June 22nd. They were going to close Bell Avenue and Center Street on August 30th. The bridge implosion was going to be October 9th, and the completion of the project was going to be November 24th of 2021.
That's not still on schedule.
That's probably not on schedule, but that's what was sent from Allegheny County
All right, thank
back
you.
in February.
And last time they didn't even go up for advertising or anything.
Right.
It's already July, so
So-
you pushed out about a year back.
Okay.
Okay. Mike, do you have anything for Joe? No. No? Around, oh, I'm sorry, Chris?
Yes.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, a couple of our wonderful residents went around and checked street signs. So that's what they noticed was missing.
Well, what we'll do is, let Charlie take a look at them, and if we don't have any of the signs, Lisa, I can get them made up right away.
Okay, I made a copy for Charlie.
In the future, just call the street department, they have stuff.
They handed this to me like literally last minute, so I
I'll
figured
get
I
the
needed to
future,
bring it in.
just call them.
Is that the borough?
Put a bunch of signs up this week.
I don't know, there's several
Oh,
ones.
It's still,
Oh, we know, yeah. So,
Okay. Joe, you don't have anything else for us?
I think that's about it, unless somebody else.
John, you didn't ask Jalen.
J-Mo, I'm sorry, J-Mo. Do you have anything?
I don't have nothing.
All right. Can't see you back here. The glare is kind of tough. All right.
Thank you.
Close those blinds.
Yeah. Again, Joe's going to be leaving. He has another meeting to go to, so if anybody in the audience has any questions for our borough engineer, again, to my left, your right, do you have any questions for our borough engineer? The other side of the room. Joe, thank you. Have a good evening.
I'll
Bye,
see you.
Joe. Thanks.
Sit down.
That's gonna be a big issue.
yeah, I'm saying one person.
I want to speak to her.
Yeah, I think I saw her out there.
They also want to know if they can open the door so they can hear.
Oh, they want to know if we can open the door so they can hear.
Well, we got the air conditioning on, and we want to try to keep this as cool as possible.
That door's open.
That door's open.
How many? Can it- Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna stop the workshop meeting and go into the presentation of us.
Is that what you want to do? Then they can go, because there's a lot of them, I think they're outside.
All right. Now, there's only 25 allowed to be in this room.
Right.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We have 24 people in the room already.
All right, well,
I can step out.
okay, I think I'll see if they get a speaker, a spokesperson.
Britain Avenue. I think it's 14, the one right by the park there. Did you get a hold of anybody after we said they're all coming over the fence?
Yeah, I talked to Tina the other day, maybe wasn't kind of far.
Okay, because it's all coming from like his side.
Yeah, that's trees in the vine.
Right.
I think it's both off the back.
Okay. All right. That's all I got.
Mike, do you have anything for David?
Can you give us an update on the house on Baldridge? Or just, let us know what we do. Yeah, the white duplex.
He wants to get rid of the people, but unfortunately, he can't get rid of the evictions right now. He wants to get them out of there. And last conversation I had with him, he wants to sell all the properties. He wants to get out of the real estate business, and he had about 30, 40 houses in town.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just, sorry.
So, until they go to this ban about evictions, he can't do it.
Good, thank you.
I'm good.
Anything else, Mike?
Nope, good.
Bridget, do you have anything for David? Jerome?
Yeah, that place on Baldridge, we had a fire car there. We had a fire car that place on Baldridge. They got mattress in the cellar where people
Yeah,
sleeping on them.
Yeah, Jerome texted me, and I talked to him that day, because he was going down there and look at the wiring, and he was going to find out what the hell was going on in the basement.
Vicky, you're up next. Do you have anything for our code enforcement officer?
I can hear you loud and clear, John.
That's not a surprise.
This is 1309. They're just throwing their garbage across the street.
1309 what?
I'm sorry, Patrick.
1309 for Patrick. You're on the garbage.
Yeah, you don't call it from their house, they went across the street and they just rub it there. So it's unsightly.
You got it.
Is there anything else?
No.
All right, thank you. Chris, do you have anything for David?
Well, I thought,
And Lisa?
No, I just want to thank Dave. He was going on the spot on some things, and really appreciate you getting back really quickly. Just a quick update on what's up with U.S. Steel, just to keep us abreast of things, and that's all I have.
Yeah, Glenn Engineering is going to do the review for the third-party review for the drawing, so we're in good shape there.
I spoke with U.S. Steel, and they asked me to set up a meeting, joint meeting with Braddock, on code enforcement officer, a third-party administrator. We'll be setting up a meeting with them, and Bill will be coordinating that. They want to know what the parameters are for the review process. We're moving along with it.
Do you have anything else, Lisa?
No, sir.
All right, since Dave has a, go ahead, I'm sorry, Dave. Do you have anything for us?
Yeah. Terry brought up about Fred's Bar, and I went up there and talked to the county health department, saying that they do serve food and everything. Health department was up there. Tim was the man from the health department. He was up there 3 times. I was up there, no answer. Since they shut down the bars and everything, we can't get a hold of him. There is a bunch of garbage back there. I don't know what we're gonna do, because he must have went to like Forest Hills or something. His old landlord said that he was $25,000 in debt, so that's why he evicted him out of his house. I don't know what we can do up there, because there's like a dumpster full of garbage up there.
Yeah, it's bad, the rats are coming out.
And we also have a problem, I told Doug today, at 1441 Wolf, it's a vacant structure. Gentleman passed away in June, I believe, and there's a rat problem up there, I was up there today and I could see the holes where they're going in, and I could see their paths and everything, so.
Yeah, I mean, I baited my house, but.
Other than that, the sunflowers are going great out front, thanks to Charlie Water.
Thank you, Charlie.
Kathy helps me take care of them.
That it, Dave, we'll get those places faded, correct?
Yeah.
That's done, I've made it.
Very good. Now, since Dave has an evening commitment that he has to go to, I'd like to have anybody from the audience who has any questions for our code enforcement officer, you could ask him at this time. To my left, your right, yes, state your name and address.
Jim Everly, 1181 Ridge. Dave, I left you several messages about 1202 Ridge. Garbage up in the alley. They put it out after the garbage truck comes, it all blows down North Street, down on the Ridge Avenue.
She was out there today, I just drove down there today, she was out there.
There was a mess when I came down here tonight, so I don't know.
I was up there today, and she was out there actually picking it up, and it was all in the can, so.
Let's just see if different things.
Anybody else to my left, your right? To my right, your left, anybody have any questions or concerns for our code enforcement officer? If not, thank you, Dave. Have a good evening. Next will be our borough engineer, Joe.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick. Number one, the Commonwealth, or the combined sewer overflow control implementation hasn't changed since last month. Alpha Sand Trunk Sewer takeover, that hasn't changed. Commonwealth Financing Authority, no change. CD 45 demolition. Been advertised to the Turtle Creek Valley Council of Government for this project. This will be opened up August 4th. So this has been a long time coming, but that's when it is going to be, August 4th. The CD 46, the borough didn't receive any funding for that. The CITF funding, Hawkins Avenue, the paving, we're going to wait after both of our Penn Joints putting the new water line in Hawkins Avenue. So what we're going to do is we're going to piggyback off of them and fix the road up then after the water lines put in.
Jeff, the playground over there, they do that water line. They run a small one, I think, do that. They do a water line.
Yeah, okay. Well,
They can do a junction box.
Yeah, I was talking Mike about it. When they do that, what we're going to do is put a cork in the pipe to feed that playground. Yeah, that is definitely on the list to do. The DPW roof have to be done before this winter. Penrod MO transportation grant, the roads received $163,550. This will be worked on after we get the playground completed, because I don't want to mess the sidewalk up while we're fixing the playground. So that should be shortly after the playground, before winter, hopefully. Hawkins AJAC recreation site. Right now, I talked to Mike today, and then we're trying to move forward on that right now so we can get that done in the fall. Next is the Hawkins Avenue Bridge. We have to repair expansion joints. We're trying to see where we can come up with some funding for that. What's that? I think that was about 100 grand or 80, somewhere around there. It's a good bit of money. CD funds demolition for 708 Street and Hawkins paving. We have bids prepared and ready to receive bids as soon as we receive notification from the Turtle Creek Valley Council of Government. So other than that, that's it for now.
Mike, do you have anything for Joe? Here? Mike? I'm good. Bridget? Good.
I'm good.
Vicky, do you have anything for our borough engineer?
No, I do not, thank you.
All right, thanks, Vicky.
I have one little question.
All right.
What's the
Lisa, you have
No, wait, no, Joe, here.
When's the Duper's Hollow Bridge going down?
what's that again?
The Duper's Hollow Bridge. When is it going down?
Well, we're trying to get this stuff put together and within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, all right, because I thought we originally had a July date and then we had an August date.
Well, a lot of the stuff that we had since the virus hit has been bumped back all the
And
time.
that's what I was just curious, because people were asking.
One of the things that concerned me, the basketball everything that you want.
That is more
That's
important.
back, that's all back order.
Yeah, you're talking about there. Terry asked him about the demolition on the Duper's Hollow Bridge.
Oh, is that what you were talking? Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'll talk about it later. The Duper's Hollow Bridge, they're still working on the, Duquesne Light was down there and Verizon was doing something. So sometimes it's kind of hard to understand the other mask.
That's okay.
There you go, see,
The information that I got on the Duper's Hollow Bridge was that the bid openings were going to be March 26th to 2020. They were going to have applications on June 22nd. They were going to close Bell Avenue and Center Street on August 30th. The bridge implosion was going to be October 9th, and the completion of the project was going to be November 24th of 2021.
That's not still on schedule.
That's probably not on schedule, but that's what was sent from Allegheny County
All right, thank
back in February.
And last time they didn't even go out for advertising or anything.
Right.
It's already July, so you pushed that about a year back.
Okay.
Okay. Mike, do you have anything for Joe? No. No? Around, I'm sorry, Chris?
Yes.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, a couple of our wonderful residents went around and checked street signs. So that's what they noticed was missing.
Well, what we'll do is, let Charlie take a look at them, and if we don't have any of the signs, Lisa, I can get them made up right away.
Okay, I made a copy for Charlie.
In the future, just call the streets department, they have stuff.
They handed this to me like literally last minute, so I
In
figured
the
I needed
future,
to bring it in.
just call them.
We'll put a bunch of signs up this week.
I don't know, there's several ones.
It's still, it's still.
Oh, we know, yeah. So,
Okay. Joe, you don't have anything else for us?
I think that's about it, unless somebody else.
John, you didn't ask Jalen.
J-Mo, I'm sorry, J-Mo. Do you have anything?
I don't know.
All right. I can't see you back there. The glare is kind of tough. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, Joe's going to be leaving. He has another meeting to go to, so if anybody in the audience has any questions for our borough engineer, again, to my left, your right, do you have any questions for our borough engineer? The other side of the room. Joe, thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye, Joe. Thanks.
Sit down.
That's gonna be a big issue.
yeah, I'm saying one person.
I want to speak to her.
Yeah, I think I saw it out there.
They also want to know if they can open the door so they can.
Oh, they want to know if we can open the door so they can hear it.
Well, we got the air conditioning on, and we want to try to keep this as cool as possible.
That door's
That door's open.
How many? You said it? Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to stop the workshop meeting and go into the presentation or what?
Is that what you want to do? Then they can go because there's a lot of them, I think they're outside.
All right. Now, there's only 25 allowed to be in this room.
Right.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,